Hey you witches, how you doing today? We're back with another video, and today I want to talk about, guess what? Something I found on TikTok. Basically I was scrolling and I came across a few videos on the witch talk that were kind of going through saying, if you haha got you, if you do this, this, and this, you're actually a witch. And it's things like making a wish and blowing out a birthday candle. Common cultural practices that we have, especially here in North America, and I'm sure in like Europe and other parts of the world as well. I just don't know so well, but I know definitely here in like the US and Canada, bang on, right? So there was a few different TikToks like that, all sort of doing different things. So I thought, let's go through some of these like common cultural practices, or superstitions, if you will, and determine whether or not they're actually witchcraft. So before we get into it, for those of you who are new around here, my name is Taya. Welcome to the channel. We talk about all things witchcraft, and I especially love deconstructing witch talk. And for those of you who are returning viewers, maybe coming in from another video, welcome back. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. And all of you, please consider subscribing. It's a great way to help us build the channel. All right. So what are we talking about when we're talking about like common cultural practices? So we'll start with the making a wish category, right? Do you ever make a wish and blow out candles on a birthday cake, or blow dandelion seeds out into the ether? Do you ever, make a wish and blow on an eyelash that's fallen that you found? Do you ever make a wish on a falling star? Do you ever break a wishbone from a chicken or a turkey? Right? Very common things we do here. Make a wish and do this thing, and your wish will come true. And we all know the rule. You cannot tell what your wish was, or it won't come true. Like, everybody knows that, right? So interestingly, I just, in doing a little bit of research for this, found that, did you know that breaking a wishbone, that actually comes originally from the Etruscans, which were an Italian empire, who would save, it's actually that the wishbone is the chicken's collarbone. So they would save that collarbone for good luck. And then they were conquered by the Romans, who sort of adopted the practice, but then started breaking the wishbone so there would be more to go around. And then, of course, Romans conquered like so many other cultures and sort of passed that tradition along, and along it went. But it originally comes from the Etruscans, which I thought was like really interesting. Okay, so that's the like making a wish category. Like, is that witchcraft? Knocking on wood, right? If you say something and then you're like, oh no, knock wood, it won't happen, or touch wood, it won't happen. So right, again, is that witchcraft? So some people are like, totally, because it's all about how trees, you have dryads, like tree spirits that live in them, and you're actually asking that tree spirit to keep you safe, which is interesting. That's definitely one take on it. The other one is they've actually like etymologically traced the knock on wood, that saying, back to the mid-1800s, the early to mid-1800s. And at the same time as that expression popped up, there was a new children's game, which I'm sorry, I didn't write down the name of the game. And in that game, children had to touch wood to be safe. So you were safe in the game, right? Just like how now kids play tag, and if you're like touching home base, you're safe, right? And they had to touch wood to be safe. And so the like, I don't know, what would you call them? The academic community sort of thinks that's where this the phrase touch wood comes from, was this idea of touching wood in this game to be safe. And so right now we say something and we're like, we want to be safe from it, so you touch wood. Kind of interesting. But is it witchcraft? Then we get into some chants. Oh, there was this one guy, he's Mr. like sassy, and he's all like, your mother was a witch because she taught you how to say these spells. And we all know them, right? I am rubber, you are glue. Whatever you say bounces off me and sticks to you. Or sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Great little chants that, like all the kids know. Is it witchcraft? Was your mom a witch because she taught you how to say that? And finally, we have the luck category. So the first one is crossing your fingers, like, wish me luck, right? Cross your fingers. There are also other instances where we cross fingers, but a very popular one is for luck, right? Cross your fingers, wish me luck. And they think that came from the idea of creating a crossroads to attract a lucky spirit. Or another thought is that it started out with people would say, wish me luck, and then the other person would put their finger over it to make, like, again, an equal arm cross. That would be considered lucky, wish me luck. And then people just started doing it for themselves. Kind of interesting to look up where some of these things come from, right? And of course, there's all the things you can carry for good luck. A 4-leaf clover, a rabbit's foot. Did you know the left foot is luckier than the right foot? The back left foot is luckier than any of the other feet, but luckier than the right side. They think it has Celtic origins, and it was also picked up by hoodoo practitioners in the south of the United States. And how about finding and carrying a lucky penny, right? Probably heard it. Find a penny, pick it up, bend all day, you'll have good luck. So again, are these things witchcraft? According to a bunch of TikTokers, they're like, if you do those things, you're a witch. So I think the simple answer is it depends. What are all these things? They are all superstition. They are all folklore. They are part of our cultural folklore. So what do we build a witchcraft practice on? Cultural folklore, right? But does that make cultural folklore witchcraft? No. So if you're a witch and you do these things, and when you do them, you consider them to be witchcraft, then yeah, for you, they are witchcraft. But if you're not a witch and you do these things and you don't consider them to be witchcraft, then they're not witchcraft. Okay? Kind of confusing, right? So basically, if we as a witch pull something, some piece of cultural folklore, and implement into our practice, for us, that thing can then become witchcraft. But it does not then automatically make it witchcraft for everybody else that does it. So basically, it's only witchcraft if you want it to be. And only we can decide for ourselves, because witch is a self-claimed title. Now, I'm not going to go on and on about that. There are some huge implications to that. I'm going to direct you back to a video from February 26th of earlier this year, 2022. It's called Witch Should Be a Self-Claimed Title. I will link it in the description below. Check it out. So basically, all right, to sum up all of this, like, go check that one out about why it's only, witch is a self-claimed title and why that is so important. But practicing a common cultural piece of folklore does not make you a witch or mean you are practicing witchcraft. These were some really fun examples from today, right? And you can kind of see where people are like, that's totally witchcraft. I mean, I can see where people are like, oh, you're casting a spell, right? You're making a wish and blowing it out into the ether, right? That's totally witchcraft, but it isn't. If you don't think it is, it isn't. And those were just some fun examples. So check out the video for some more serious examples and some dialogue about sort of that rhetoric and why it's harmful to sort of walk around and just say everything is witchcraft, because that's not cool. We don't want to be like that. So check out that video. And otherwise, yeah, that's our video for today. Do you practice any of these fun sort of cultural pieces of folklore as your witchcraft practice? I'll be honest, I always tell my kids, make a wish, blow out your candles. I never considered that witchcraft. It's not part of my witchcraft practice, but it is part of my cultural practice. But something like a 4-leaf clover, carrying a 4-leaf clover, to me, that's part of my witchcraft practice. Right? Same thing would be for like a lucky rabbit's foot. I'm just going back through the list here, right? Knocking on wood, to me, that has a very witchy, very magical feel to it, that idea of knocking on wood. Maybe because of the idea of tying in the spirits of the wood, right? But yeah, so to me, those are things I kind of consider part of my witchcraft practice, but other things that I totally don't. I would teach those chants to my kids, and I wouldn't consider that witchcraft. It's just a really nice way or a really fun, chant to remind kids that what you do can't hurt me. Your words can't hurt me. And if you say nasty things about me, that's a reflection of you, not of me. I wouldn't necessarily consider that witchcraft, right? So to me, it's like a case-by-case kind of basis. So yeah, I'm just curious, guys, what do you think? Do you practice those things as part of your witchcraft? Did I miss some of our fun? I didn't even get into the bad luck stuff. So yeah, I don't know. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. If you've got some practices that maybe you consider witchy or that you don't consider witchy, but other people seem to do, leave us a comment. Let us know. And otherwise, yeah, that's our video for today. We'll catch you in the next one. Mwah! Thanks so much, you guys.